I don't have fear of rejection. I mean, I have a bit of fear of rejection, but it's not like other people.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Welcome to On the Hunt, the podcast where we aim for success one cold call at a time. I'm your host, Jason Meyer, and today we're joined by Arthur Dongho.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, Arthur. Well, great to have you back in another podcast.
Thank you for having me again.
So, Arthur, talk to me a little bit more about your transition from being an SDR at Cognizant and now being an AE at Kaspr. Do you miss cold calling?
Yeah, I miss cold calling. I like cold calling and I miss it.
Okay. What does cold calling mean to you? And how does it shape your sales approach?
So what cold calling means to me is, first of all, interrupting people's life, flow of life. Because as you're cold calling, you are basically coming before a person and just say, hey, stop here, I'm willing to talk to you. And I think in this sense, you really need to be confident and not to have fear of rejection. So you will see that most of the SDR who don't like cold calling is just because they are fear of rejection. And if you don't handle it, you will not be able to be a good SDR.
Okay, so you say that cold calling is a bit like interrupting people's lives. Is interrupting the best word to describe it? Or is it more about trying to improve somebody's work life?
Actually, it's kind of both of them because anyways, at the end of the day, you will interrupt the life of a person, the flow of the day in the person's life. But if you are doing a good targeting, you might be able to bring value to them. So I think that's both of them.
Okay. So what's a technique that you always use to get somebody's attention cold calling?
So what I will do is ask the person if I can talk to him. All right. So kind of an authorization to talk to him. And in this way, it's not anymore interrupting, but him giving me access to him, and now it's like a warm conversation. All right. So when it's like this, it's more easier to talk to him and to propose what you are willing to sell.
Okay. So asking if it's okay with the person first before doing your pitch.
Yeah.
Okay. In your experience, what's a common mistake people make when they start cold calling?
I think there's three main mistakes that I've done also. Talking too much about the product, not selling value, and not being confident. All right. So first of all, the first mistake, talking too much about the product, is what every SDR will do at the beginning. At the beginning, you will just want to pitch the product, pitch what you are going to sell. But what we have to remember is that you are interrupting someone who doesn't know you, and you just propose or sell what you are doing, and he doesn't care, actually. And what he wants is where we're going to the second point. It's something that can help him in a day-to-day basis to hit his target and hit his objective in his work. So this is selling value. And by selling value, you must not pitch the product first. You should ask him issue that you have seen with other prospects or other customers that you have and that you have helped, and see if he relate to it. So this is selling value. You talk about an issue that the prospect have, and then you propose the product or the solution, and the value that is related to this problem. All right. So the value is, for example, having more conversation and getting more meetings and getting more revenue. So this is for the second one, and the last one is confidence. Everything you do as an SDR, the tone of your voice, how you say it, the posture you have, everything. Everything is really important, and in a cold call for the prospect or the one you are selling to have confidence in you and your product.
Okay. So what type of questions or techniques do you use to get to a prospect's pain points?
Great question. One of my preferred and favorite technique is the spin.
Mm-hmm.
So
Spin?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
spin technique. So situation,
Uh-huh.
knowing the context of the prospect.
Mm-hmm.
P, problem,
Mm-hmm.
knowing which issue, which pain the prospect has
Mm-hmm.
in his day-to-day life.
Mm-hmm.
Implicate the problem. So like creating a story on how it affects his job in a day-to-day basis, his targets, etc. And finally need to pay off. So basically saying to him that we have the solution and this is what our solution will bring to your business and bring which value it would bring to you. All right. So that's it. The spin for me is the best one.
What has been like one of the biggest challenges that you have overcome cold calling?
I think the biggest challenge is to handle objections because objections will be there from the beginning to the end of the call. So that's the biggest challenge I've seen, and the way I've tried to handle it is by preparing my answers before getting in touch with a prospect. So we always come to confidence when he gives you an objection. If you have prepared this objection, the answer to this objection, you'll be more confident to answer to it, and he will be reassured.
So okay, let's get it more light. Let's talk about more of your success stories in cold calling. So, can you share one of your most memorable success stories, and how was it successful? Why was it successful?
Great question. It's a cold call that I had with a prospect who was not interested at the beginning. Actually, the cold call lasted for 17 or 18 minutes. All right. So something important is always to be persistent and perseverant. All right. So basically, at the beginning, he was not interested in our product. So I just took every element he told me and tried to dig and see where can be the issue with that answer and with that process, for example. As I was like digging and on and on and on and on, he finally noticed that maybe there is a problem that I didn't know about. And that's actually the role of an SDR, not just to sell, all right, but to sell value and to help the prospect know where can be the problem, know where can be the issue that prevent him to hit his target, and to educate him about all of this. And as you educate him, you give him the value, you give him how he can go to this objective that he missed before. So this one I was proud about its story because I was discovering, helping him, and actually educating him about something he didn't know and could help him.
Okay, so Arthur, what is something surprising that you've learned about human behavior during your career as an SDR?
Nice question. Actually, as long as you bring value to a prospect, and as long as you bring value to his life and help him achieve what he wants to achieve, he's your friend, and you are his friend, and you can talk with him. All right. But if you are not adding anything to him, to his life, and not helping him in any way, you are not his friend, and you cannot go anywhere with him. You cannot have conversation with him. You will just hang up. All right. So that's the thing that I've learned from human beings. Is that when you can bring value to them, when you can help them achieve what they want to achieve, you can talk to them. You can have conversation, and actually go further.
Okay, that's a nice answer, Arthur. So, how have sales intelligence tools like Kaspr and Cognism helped you to sharpen your cold calling strategy and skills and become more efficient?
First of all, every sales manager, every salespeople need the contact of the person they want to reach out to actually reach out to them. Otherwise, there is no business between them. Or maybe there will be business, but it will take longer. And when it takes longer, someone who has the tool would get the deal before you, first of all.
So having the accurate data can help you get ahead of the game.
Exactly. Ahead of the game.
Okay. And that's what we bring here at Kaspr. Good data.
Exactly. Really good data, actually.
So what's one weird strategy that you've used that has actually worked as an SDR?
I mean, I would say bold strategy. You know, when you are an SDR, you will always have this objection of, yeah, send me an email. we always know that he will not look at our email, etc. So what I would say, and I think it's a really bold move, and the other SDR have tried it, and they actually booked meeting, you know. So when a prospect comes, and you know that there might be an interest for him, and he says, yeah, send me an email, I think what you should do is to be bold and tell him, why do you want an email? Why do you want an email? And actually try to dig and like trying to know why he wants an email. And as you do it, like try to answer to the objection that he will give and let him know that you can answer to what he wants in the email directly now, and then book a meeting with him. And I've done it several times. So tells me, yeah, send me an email, and I tell him, yeah, what do you want in the email? What do you want? Why do you want the email?
What do you want an email?
Yeah, why do you want?
Let's say it. What do you want an email?
Exactly. Yeah. And I would say, like, I don't want you to lose your time, and I don't want to lose my time either. So I just want to answer to your to what you want in the email right now, so that we see if there is a match, and then book a meeting together.
Okay, that's a bold move.
That's a bold move.
It's a bold move.
And you need to be bold as an SDR.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you need to be bold.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, be bold. Right?
Be bold.
Okay, so to wrap things up, I think that we've had a very exciting and interesting conversation.
Really exciting.
Arthur. So one last very important question. Okay.
Right.
If you were to go to a cabin in the woods, what three things would you take with you?
Is it like cold in the forest?
Well, I don't know. What do you think? Do you see the hat I'm wearing? This is for cold weather.
I mean, fire. I would take fire.
You would take fire. A lighter. Let's say you would take a lighter and matches.
Yeah. I would take my phone. And I think the most important for me is my Bible. My Bible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would take your some matches.
Yeah.
Your phone.
Yeah.
And a Bible.
Exactly.
Those are three different things.
Really.
Okay. Well, let's leave it at that. Well, Arthur, thank you so much for being here today and
sharing
Jason. All of your valuable and amazing advice with all of our viewers.
Thank you everyone for listening to me, and I hope it will be helpful for you.
And thank you for watching this episode of On the Hunt. Join us next time when another sales expert will share their valuable advice with you, our viewer. Bye.
Bye.